Oh, fuck me. Sorry.
Alrighty.
Burpy today.
And with that, we're off. Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Yeah, welcome back to another episode of Scumbag or Scoundrel. Ed, take a seat, would
Every
you?
goddamn time. Sorry, folks.
All right. Welcome back to the podcast, Scumbag or Scoundrel. Today we have, I'm very excited about this guest. This guy's really, really funny individual. He's a comedian extraordinaire. Val, you've done some great stuff. You correct me if I'm wrong, you did JFL not that long ago, too?
Yeah, and I'm about to do it again this week.
You are, but this
And
week...
I'll do it again.
Yeah, so you better watch.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. So how's it working this year? Are they doing it all on Zoom, or is there going to be, like, live actual shows?
No. Yeah, there's going to be live shows. There's 2 nights of shows at the Crow's Nest or the Crow Theater.
Where's that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I'll find out eventually.
is that in Toronto, though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's awesome, man. Yeah, because we were watching some of your clips. Very, very funny stuff. Definitely check it out. Now, your stand-up, though, you have multiple personas. You do a female character as well, right?
Sort of. It's still me. That's the thing.
Okay,
It's
okay.
not like drag. It's not like a different persona. It's still.
I see.
You know, I'm a gender fluid, gender fucky kind of person.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, it's just me with a wig and a dress and fake tits.
It's
that
very
feel really
very
nice.
good though. There's nothing better than just seeing this jacked person dressed like a woman and just telling these hilarious jokes. Also, another really funny story that I just was thinking about is when you were dressed up as a woman at Comedy Bar and my brother checked you out, and I got a really big kick of that. And he's like, oh, that I think you were wearing your red wig and a green dress, and he goes, man, that mermaid's pretty hot. And I was like, oh god, man. And then you turned around, and I knew exactly who it was. I mean, I was like, oh yeah, right on, man. Like maybe just stop making comments. And then you turned around and go, oh, I think that mermaid's a merman.
There's something charmingly insulting about, and then you turned around.
Hey, man, I was still checking. Yeah, so you've been doing a lot of cool stuff. You're doing JFL again. Is there any other like things you want to toot your own horn on that you've been doing recently?
Every Thursday, a buddy of mine and I, it's called Overdude. We do like a live jam on Facebook where I like write music on the spot and he sings on the spot. It's like rock and roll.
Yeah.
Improv
I was actually
rock
just
and roll,
telling Ed
man.
about that earlier, how you used to do. I remember seeing you do improv music sometimes, and it was
Yeah.
just like something that blew my mind of like, I would never have the confidence to be able to go up there and write like a riff or a chorus or whatever and just actually come up with the words on the spot. That's just so bonkers to me. And that's really, really, really cool thing that you do as well.
Thanks,
It's
man.
something to
Sweet,
check out,
dude.
Yeah.
You scoundrel.
Yeah. You're a real scoundrel.
Ah,
right now.
you scamp.
Yeah. Well, I guess that kind of brings us to the first part. I mean, I think you have a couple of stories that you're coming to share today, or just the one? Yeah.
I got a few.
Oh, beautiful.
Let them
Okay.
rip,
Yeah.
my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll start with this one. So you know me as a nice person,
Sure.
right? I'm friendly. I'm amicable.
Well,
even.
I'm still making that judgment for later.
Okay.
We'll
All
see.
right. But I wasn't always so, gentlemen. When I was a kid, I was a little shit. I was jealous, quick to anger. I was a little bratty little punk. And I used to, there were these kids, my next door neighbors and then their neighbor, there were 2 boys named Cam and Brady, and they were really cool cats. I was like 4 years older than them, so I was still like the alpha dog of the pack, but we would play like road hockey and shit. This was when I was like 12 and they would be 8 and 7-ish or something like that. But like we had a good time. It was fun. We would fucking play all the time. It was great. But the kid that lived next door to them, Mike, I just didn't get along with him. I don't know if it was jealousy.
Was he your age or was he also younger?
He was also their age.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was jealousy. I don't know if my position was
Being threatened as the alpha?
Was he
as
tougher
the
than you?
alpha of the group.
Could he kick your ass?
He wasn't. No, he wasn't. And actually, so one time we were having a snowball fight, and he threw a piece of snow that had ice in it at my head, and it kind of hurt, but not enough to really care.
Yeah.
But I something in my head snapped, and I lost it, and I tackled him face down into the snow and just repeatedly like crammed his face over and over into the snow.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, it was.
I'll show you, you little fucking shit.
I hope you were just crying while you're doing it.
Yeah, I just screaming. Fucking make me do
Yeah, just screaming, I'm the alpha around here.
a little bitch,
Yeah.
Mike. You're an 8-year-old bitch. Oh, that's so funny. It sounds like he deserved it.
Well, I don't know. But there was a distinct moment I remember when I don't know, 5 minutes into slamming his face into the snow, I finally stop and and come to and like look up, and Cam and Brady are just traumatized. They're like staring at me like, what do we do? And I just like, I remember like climbing off of Mike and him like crying back into the house.
Yeah.
And all three of us just sort of standing there in silence, and then being like, well, we're gonna go inside now. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, you little bitches. I'm the alpha. Don't you forget.
Yeah.
I'll fuck you up too if you ever step to me, son.
Don't tell your parents.
That's my favorite. The idea of a 12-year-old kid just kicking the fucking shit out of a 7-year-old.
I know. It was so savage.
Yeah.
But I remember like the rest of the day, at least the rest of the week, just rethinking my anger issues.
Yeah.
That was such a like poignant moment in my life where I was like, whatever happened there, whatever demon just came out of you, you gotta fucking tame
that
it,
out.
lock it up. It cannot show its face ever again.
That's actually kind of amazing though, to have that kind of an outlook on yourself at that age. Like,
Yeah,
you're
I
12
would've
years old.
never
Yeah,
had
if that
that.
were me, I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, fucking kid deserved it.
Mike's
Fuck
a
him.
fucking dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you feel incredibly guilty about it after the fact?
So guilty.
Did you tell your parents?
No, I didn't tell
You didn't tell your
anybody.
parents?
Were you
Okay,
scared of
you
getting in
did keep it to
trouble
yourself,
too?
yeah.
Like on top of everything, were you waiting for the call home?
Yeah, I was terrified. I was terrified about getting in trouble. I was terrified of his parents telling mine and getting the shit kicked out of me.
Yeah.
But like, but
Because dad's the alpha at home. So.
You can do 3 8-year-olds, but when 4 come along too,
I know
man.
my dad's slamming my face into the snow. I'm the alpha around here.
Then your mom comes from behind your dad, be like, "Don't do that to my son!" Slamming his face in the snow.
Yeah, but like there was never any fallout for that. It was all just internal.
Just this internal struggle.
And
like,
and they still live there. And like from that day forward, he and I just never spoke to each other ever again.
That's so funny.
You
And
never
I
brought it up
still
again. You never
never brought it up.
apologized to him. No. Did he ever narc on you at all? Like, you know what? Mike actually seems kind of chill. Like,
I
that's
know.
pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
because like any kid, I'm trying to think of like an 8-year-old kid that would like take a beating like that and not immediately run to his parents and cry and be
Yeah.
like the only kid fucking shove my face into the snow. Like the fact that he ate it like a man is like kind of cool.
Big time.
Or he's
it's
still
like-
plotting his revenge. He's
Yeah,
sitting on his couch.
He's
yeah.
playing the
right
long
now.
con.
Oh.
Yeah, Mike's
Where's
going
your
for
show
it,
at
man.
JFL? Shame if I came and ruined it.
Oh my god.
You see Mike in the front row watching. He's got a snowball. That's so
Oh
funny.
man. But I do feel like, hey man, maybe he told the parents and they were too terrified to come after me. They're like,
Yeah.
that kid is a psychopath. You stay away
Sure,
from him.
and maybe the parents are like, you know what, you just stay away from. I don't think we need to get involved with his parents and all this shit. Like maybe they were also just kind of cool parents to be like, I'm not gonna brat on this kid. I'm gonna let him live his weird little life over
Yeah.
here, and we're gonna do our own thing, and not worry about it. Because some parents do that. Like I remember my mom. She didn't narc out on my brother's buddy after catching them smoke weed, and I couldn't believe it. And I was like, I thought because like they're pretty religious and anti-weed, and like the fact that she like actually ate that one, I was like, yo, bro. And he to this day remembers that, and he thanked my mom a little while ago, being like, thank you so much for not ratting on me. My parents would have killed me. Like all this shit. I was
That's
like,
so
pretty
nice.
cool.
That is cool,
yeah.
man.
I was like, that is sick because I've got narked down by other people's parents, and that sucks. It's like, mind your own fucking business. Get out of my life.
Yeah. Oh man.
I think. So what do we think, Adam? Is that a
You
scumbag or a
fucking
scout?
scumbag.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, man. You're a scoundrel so far. That's not a big deal.
That's
Mike,
not. That's not. Yeah.
Mike had it coming.
Okay.
You're in
Mike,
a yeah.
There was ice in the snow. There
That's
was
a
ice.
fucking Canadian war crime right there.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's kind of a tricky one because that is pretty fucked up. Like, scumbag obviously though is like I'd still classify you as a scoundrel, but maybe a high caliber scoundrel at that area because like that. To be 5 years older than a kid and absolutely just demolish him like that is pretty insane, like pretty hilarious. But it's like that's great. That's
Yeah.
like I don't think I've ever once in my life had beef with a kid 5 years younger than me that I'm like I'm going to actually fuck your day.
This
up.
is getting physical.
Yeah.
I think the youngest I ever fought somebody was like maybe 2 years younger than me, and even still I was like I'm way too big to.
But that's
fight
one of those
you.
things too where like the age, it's like if you're 15 and you're beating the fuck out of a 10-year-old, it's a little different too. Like 12, 8.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're still a really young kid at 12.
nearly
Yeah.
the same weight class.
That's
like,
fair. Potentially. I mean, we don't know the size of this mic yet. What was the size difference?
Substantial.
Yeah, okay. I mean, 5 years is still a big gap.
Yeah.
Imagine a 6-year-old beating the shit out of a 1-year-old. You know.
Yeah. At that age, I'm like right on the cusp of puberty, so I've got a huge advantage.
Exactly. You're getting close to that. The little hairs are sprouting in your armpits. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's maybe the last ass kicking you get to give out before
you get in trouble for real.
Yeah.
So it's good that you learned your lesson at that age before
man.
the cops got involved, and it could affect you as an older adult.
Yeah, I know.
Do you ever feel that demon still though? Someone does something and you're like, you fucker. You're lucky there's not a snowdrift here. Your face would be eating it, baby.
Only when I play FIFA by myself.
I feel that so much actually. NHL, man, you have no idea. My girlfriend hates when I play NHL because just like you need to chill out. Like, you're so angry at this. I was like, I know, and I even see it sometimes. I have to turn off the console sometimes, and I just like stand up and breathe, and I go, man, like why am I even playing this game if I get so mad?
I know, same.
Yeah. It's the worst, man. I do genuinely care way too much.
Yeah.
In fact, the one time I accidentally broke the couch, which was terrible because I was like sitting there and just all the things were going wrong, and I just went fuck, and I went like this, and just my fist just went right into the arm bar or the arm holder there, and I was like,
with a single strike?
Yeah, I just went. Well, it's an IKEA couch; they're not made out of much.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just like, and I didn't think I was hitting it hard. I just went fuck, and just like did that. Yeah, my fist went perfectly in, and that was when I was like, I think it's time to turn this game off for the night. It's like I get to be kind of a scumbag on there.
I don't know. I blame the couch more than that was just a single. It sounds by your description that it was just a frustrated punch. It's not like you went after it.
Yeah, I didn't start hammering it like a psychopath. No, but it was for sure. It's weak made. Don't you get what you pay for with IKEA? It's gonna be made out of cardboard for the most part.
Right.
It's gonna weak ass plywood or whatever they have.
But but like there, see that angry Al is very much internalized. I think that was the lesson that I learned. I was like,
that's good.
Don't express it outwardly.
Yeah.
Force it inward.
Push it down. Save it for one day when you really need it.
Yeah.
One day when Mike's sitting in that front row with a fucking ice ball at your JFL show, get ready to kick it.
Yeah. At that point, I will have deserved it. I'll eat it. Yeah. Like I my come up and still hasn't come up yet. So I'm waiting on it.
So do you think you put the ice chunk in the snowball on purpose?
Nah.
No, so he wasn't even being a scumbag at all. He was just being a kid playing a snowball fight.
He was being a dumb kid.
Yeah. And his
stupid
day got ruined.
Yeah.
Could you imagine everybody's having fun and you're like, throwing the ball around, and then just like fucking this kid just storming at you, and you're like, whoa. What did I do? Stop. That reminds me of my brother. That's the type of shit he would do. Just like little things. I thought we'd be having fun, you'd think, and then like out of nowhere, the fucking crazy you pop into his eye, and you're like, dude. And there's a 5-year differential with us too, so I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like how much older is your brother?
He's 5 years. We're 5 years older.
5?
Than
Do you have
Mine's
any?
4. He's
4 years older.
Yeah.
Okay, so all three of us younger brothers. Mine is 2 years older.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys can relate to this, where you're like horsing around. And they're kind of being a bit too rough.
Yeah.
So you give one back, and then that's when
it's
their eyes
over.
light up.
Really
They're like,
serious.
"How
It's
dare
over.
you?"
And it comes back to that being the alpha thing of like you and the other kid of like being like, I'm allowed to rough you up. I'm the alpha. You can't fight back. How dare you? Like now I'm gonna really hurt you. And it's just like it's this crazy like need to be the dominant species basically.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember being a kid and my brother fucking putting me on my back. He's putting his knees on my shoulders. My brother had the old dandruff, right?
Oh no!
He plugs my nose with his hand and he goes
Oh!
right in my mouth, dude. That Parmesan.
My God!
Fucking scumbag.
that is a scumbag thing to do.
Dude, I got
100%.
There's a big
That's
rumor
bioterrorism.
There's a big rumor that someone killed themselves in my parents' bedroom, like it was an old farmhouse.
Right.
So it was just someone killed themselves in that room. So my brother, I was like way too young to even know that, but somehow I found out. He'd lock me in my parents' room. He'd bang on all the walls and the doors. Ghost man's coming to get you. He's coming to get you.
Jesus.
So your brother not only played physical warfare but psychological warfare.
Very psychological.
See, my brother wasn't intelligent enough to really play psychological warfare, so he was just mostly abusive. But that was actually at a young age. I remember whenever a car would come down the road at nighttime, he'd always point to it and be like, "That's your biological mom." He'd always say that to me. He'd be like, "That's your real mom," and I'm like, "What?" And then obviously I'd always be like, "Shut up! No, it's not. Like I know you're lying." But there was always a part of me that was like, I was like, Mom? Mommy? Like,
See that Nissan Altima? There's mommy.
there's mommy. I did
Bye-bye.
get him back the one time though. I remember the one I had like this box of things, and I kept like bare ass farting into it, and then I'd like contain it up. It wasn't a jar though. It was like an old Lego type box that was like this plastic box, and I just kept ripping these absolutely gnarly, disgusting bare ass poop farts into it. And I go up to my brother and I was like, I think I literally got him with like the dumbest line. I was like, man, I've been mixing a bunch of different little Axe body sprays in here. It smells so good. You gotta smell this mixture. And he just, and he just like starts almost gagging, and I go, and then his eyes like again just like fucking go wide like a cat, man. Like the fucking pupils just.
Oh
just,
no!
That's so
and
funny.
just like me playing like running behind the table, like trying to fucking dodge him, and then he got me on the ground and just absolutely wailed on me, like. And honestly, it was worth it. I cried so hard, but it was 100% worth it.
That's what I was
gonna
gonna ask, man. Yeah, it sounds like you really got him good.
Oh man, I wouldn't take that back. After that, like it hurt a lot to get punched on the ground relentlessly because he was so mad. It didn't like it wasn't like a classic brother like 1, 2, 3, fuck you. It was like literally you're starting to hit like 24, 25 hits where he just like wouldn't stop. And I
You
was
black
like,
out a little bit. Go to your dark place. Wake up with blood on your hands. It's Tuesday, baby.
But 100% worth
Good
it.
old regular Tuesday, man.
Now, am I a scumbag or a scoundrel for doing that to my brother? Like, that's
Oh,
pretty
you're
gross.
a scoundrel, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
And who hasn't, tossed a
But
few
I think
farts
you guys
at
might have a
somebody?
biased opinion being the younger siblings as well.
Hey, man, you're at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you
You
can.
gotta use what
to
God
get
gave
one
you.
up on them.
That's
Yeah.
true. You got to outsmart the fucks.
Yeah.
You gotta. You're not physically as capable, so you got to do other things.
I got years and years of just fucking getting my ass kicked. I remember when I was a kid, I was grade 4, brother would have been grade 8, walking around school. My brother just picks me up and puts me in a fucking garbage can. Just picks me up, puts me in there, and all of his friends are like, look at this idiot.
This stupid piece of shit.
I didn't get my brother back until years later when I was probably like grade 9 or something. I was taking karate, and the dude taught me how to flick someone in the tip of the dick, and it just hurts so bad.
Oh, no.
And he was fucking with me, and I was like, oh yeah, boom,
Yeah.
I got him, and I never really got it again since.
Yeah, actually, the one time I did make my brother cry too, 100% was I was so. I'm sorry, this is becoming about us now. I hope you don't mind. Yeah.
No.
I remember he was reading. He was hardcore into reading at a younger age, and I was just like so mad. He'd just been fucking with me for like all week, and I was just so ruthlessly mad. And he was reading one of his fantasy books on the couch. And I came up as hard as I could, smoked him fucking bare fist in the nuts and the dick. And that was the only time I've ever made him physically cry. And it
Jesus.
felt incredible. And again, like the wailing came another like 30 or 40 hits after that. So worth it. But he surprisingly, nice guy, didn't hit me back in the nuts. Like he could have 100% just
That's
fucking
cool.
smoked. Like I just kept getting like shoulder and chest hits and stuff like that. Like if that were me and I got reading a book completely wailed in the balls without paying any attention, I'm getting you back in the balls and twice as bad.
There's a lot of honor in that.
Yeah, so
There's
that is something I was
brotherly
like,
love in
Yeah,
there.
I was like, you know what? I just came to that conclusion too. I'm like, that's actually kind of nice that he didn't hammer my nuts back.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy because I would have 100% in his shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You would
I
have
mean,
gotten him.
An eye for an eye, a nut
Yeah.
for a nut.
yeah, enough for a nut.
My brother and I used to play this game where we would be in the backyard and I'd put on like one of those the dispense bags, like the leaf, for gardening and shit.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
paper ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to get
I
rid of like
would-
brush and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I would throw it on and in the middle of the yard and sit there in it. And the game was he would full speed tackle me in this
Sick game.
bag. Yeah, I know, right?
Very smart. Yeah.
So the game for me was to last second hear his footsteps and brace myself in that direction. It was great.
That's hilarious. Man, that's such a classic just brothers being stupid boys game.
You
Like,
put this bag on, I'm gonna fucking tackle you. You try to not get hurt.
Yeah.
okay. Don't forget to brace yourself. Okay.
I can't see you. How do I know you're coming?
I think that brings us to our first half of the thing. We're getting close to the old camera laws. We're gonna take a little break. We're gonna come back with some more Al Val fun stories. All right, welcome back to part 2 of the Scumbag or Scoundrel.
We're back.
Back with Al Val. We had a really interesting encounter outside. Actually, I'm sorry. I just gotta talk about it. That was the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm sitting we were outside smoking, and some random dude doesn't say a word and walks up the back alley and comes to us and just shows us an old cigarette butt and a quarter. We're like,
yeah, he wasn't saying anything, and I thought Isaac knew him, and he had something up, or maybe this guy couldn't talk or something, and he had this little plastic bag, so I thought it was like a collector coin he was going to put in the bag, and he was trying to sell it or something.
maybe
He just kept producing things from his pockets and showing us.
And they started to look more and more like drugs as he went on.
I was wild. No, he had one, and he had an old cigarette filter, but it was like one of those Camel Crush ones that like you could turn into a menthol. And I'm like, where did you even find that? Like they haven't made menthols in Canada
I couldn't
since
tell what that thing
last
was.
January.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know where you got it. Anyways, it was very eerie and weird, and I hope he doesn't hang out around here.
He looked like an alien took a human form and was like, well, now I got to figure out how to interact with these beings.
You guys like cigarette butts, right?
The only thing he said was when Isaac's like, I don't know, we're trying to talk to him. He's not talking.
He's
And
not
Isaac's
responding.
Like, I don't know. Do you want a cigarette? And he's like, yes.
No, he goes, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, man, just
And
give me a
Isaac was-
second.
and then he pulled out this little piece of tin foil, and he was trying to give it to Al. He was showing it to you, I think,
Yeah.
or something. And I remember thinking like, oh, usually there's fun stuff in tin foil when it's in pockets. So
It almost makes me wonder if all the stuff that he showed us that he collected were from like 5 previous houses that he just bothered people, and then they're like, here's a nickel.
Here, man.
So now he's leaving with a cigarette from your place. He's like, this system works.
make people feel uncomfortable enough. They'll give you these. It's just incredible.
Give me
Putting
I got a
deal
cigarette
together.
butt. I got a real cigarette. I got some tin foil. I got a coin. Are you kidding me? I'm living the dream.
oh man.
killing it.
It was so weird. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just like that was just the weirdest
Yeah, we
encounter
could
I've
not
ever
acknowledge
had.
that
Like I
moment.
was like that. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't talk this whole 20 minutes without even thinking about that the whole time. I got to get that off my chest.
Yeah, I'm just imagining him walking down here and walking and standing in front of the camera and just being like pulling out like a fucking random thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll come back here in a month with a tuxedo and a Lamborghini, just like
I've come to repay my debt.
I've come to pay
Here's
my
your
cigarette.
cigarette.
Here's a Lambo. What? You talk?
I am a prince. So
Anyways, though, we're back in part 2 with Al Val. We had some very good brotherly talk, which is hilarious. Anybody that has an older sibling, especially a brother, I feel like sisters are relatively easy. Like my older sister was really, really nice all of the time, so I feel like they're a little bit easier. I don't know. Maybe you guys have different experiences, but brothers definitely fuck your shit up all the time. But you have a second story for us, and this one you're saying is from your adult years now.
Yeah.
We're moving on from the kid stuff. We're going right into the scumbag territory.
That's right. So I went through a phase in university where poop pranks were just hilarious.
Okay.
to me.
They still are.
And it started innocently enough where I was at the beach and I was swimming and I really had to take a dump, and I was like, you know what, why not just do it here? Like,
Oh, sorry,
why-
were you in the water or on the sand?
I was in the water.
Oh,
I
no,
was swimming.
okay.
I was like, why not just try it out?
Yeah.
And like
Your own bidet.
Yeah. And no one can see, right? So I pull down my shorts and like I kind of swim in a forward trajectory so it doesn't hit me in the back or anything. So like forward motion.
Yeah.
And it's guys, it's so relaxing. I cannot.
You can't emphasize enough how good this is.
that's how we're supposed to poop, probably.
I think
Just
so.
in water.
that was how
felt
the
like-
Neanderthals did it, for sure.
Yeah, I felt like I was in the womb again. It was like so comforting, and it just flowed out of me, and I swam away from it. And I got to turn around and look back and like watch it kind of sail into the sunset, into the distance.
That's
it was
so
beautiful.
awesome. I like how it was a buoint one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those beautiful like floaters, and like you had a solid one, and it didn't end up coming up and scraping your back or anything like that.
No,
Didn't poke
not
you in
that
the
I
eye.
know of. No.
Did anybody else see this? Were you with other friends, or were you just literally go for a swim by yourself? Like,
So speaking of brothers, my brother was there. So when I
Okay.
came up to shore, I was like, "See that? You see that?"
I'm so proud of your work. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
look, left a little piece of me
Look
in the
closer.
ocean.
Squint, right there. He's like, "Is that a turd?"
I'm sorry, is that shit?
Yeah, that was me. Oh, dude, that's so funny. So you know, I got the positive feedback from my older brother. I was like, "This is great."
Yeah. Now you're getting the double reinforcement, being like, you know what? That was a good move.
This
That was-
bit's
it felt
killing.
great. Brother thinks it's cool. I'm gonna tell this to everybody.
Yeah, poop is making a comeback now.
Poop's making a comeback. I'm surprised you didn't save it. You know, put it in a bag, light it on somebody's doorstep or something. You know, you
Yeah.
got a perfectly good one there. That's a very buoyant. I love too, like the idea of like I'm really seeing it as like a beautiful like film sunset in the distance, and it's kind of like floating off into the distance and fucking just slowly disappearing, like a beautiful shot scene, and like the sun is like reflecting off the water. Was this dawn, dusk, or was it middle of the day?
It was at the end of the day.
Oh,
so I'm not
beautiful.
lying when I say like
Beautiful.
there was a nice orange horizon
The
that
sun
my
setting.
poo just went out on its
How could I
adventure.
ever call that a scumbag thing? You've painted this beautiful picture for me. I want a painting of
This is the preamble. So this is the
Oh.
innocent part of it.
okay.
This is like how the serial killer first he kills a cat or something.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
We can forgive him for that. It's just a cat.
I got my taste of poo, and then I wanted more. So in university, I would get drunk and stumble
First of all,
home.
can I just acknowledge how hilarious that line is? I got my taste of poo, my first taste of poo, and I wanted more.
Yeah.
I knew this was gonna be my lifestyle.
I was pursuing a high.
Okay, so I'm drunk and I'm ambling home, and I have to take a dump, and it can't wait. And so I'm walking down these suburban side streets, and I'm like, you know what? It can't wait. I'm gonna lay it down
Man's got a
wherever
pool.
I feel like.
Yeah.
And you know, the more I thought about it, the funnier the idea was to me to just poo on somebody's lawn
Now, are you just by yourself?
by myself.
I really like that you're creating bits just for yourself.
I
in your
do
own head.
love
You're not
that.
doing this to impress
I
anybody.
love
You're doing this to
that.
impress your own brain, which I really, really love about this.
yeah,
Sorry, go
the
on.
voice in your head that goes,
You got Beavis and Butthead up there.
Shit
on this lawn.
yeah. So I'd squat and take a dump on this lawn beside a tree. I remember it was actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I go about the rest of my summer. And then I think it was like 2 months later, I'm walking and I see the same house again. And the feeling of both nostalgia and the fullness of a turd inside of my body.
You got another one?
Your body
inspired me.
knows. Your body just knows.
Yeah. Inspired me to take a dump. And this time I was a little bit more bold. Like you see, I get more and more bold as
As time progresses. Oh no.
So I take a shit on their welcome mat. In front of their door.
dump on their welcome mat?
Yeah.
That's so
How
funny.
infuriating would that be? You
Oh,
open your door to
welcome.
start the day. Oh man, I would lose my mind
Yeah.
if I opened that up. Like in the grass, you can be like, how that'll decompose over time. Like on the welcome mat, you're like, I now have to do something about
Yeah.
this. Like,
That's enough to make a family move.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, like the first turd, I don't know if they would have found it or if like while mowing his lawn there would have just been like a just an explosion.
Someone's dog shitting on the lawn again, Lori.
it's a really big dog shit.
Yeah. So like the first time is an accident, right?
Yeah.
But the second time on their welcome mat is a statement, and I think about that
Very
family.
deliberate. Very deliberate.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're actively thinking like, which one of our neighbors
Yeah.
hate us? Like you have created a whole new issue in their heads. They're not thinking this is some drunk kid going, bits are good for myself. They're like, now, oh my God, there is literally somebody in the neighborhood that hates us being here and they want us to leave and they're going to keep shitting on our stuff until we go. Like they now have like, they don't trust anybody. Neighbors coming over, bringing them fucking, oh, we got a casserole. Like, welcome to the neighborhood. They're like, oh, get the fuck away from me. Like, what's in that shit? I know it's shit. Like,
Yeah, they don't trust anybody anymore.
yeah, they'll be like, hey, we're having a neighborhood party. We're gonna have some people over for a potluck. Come on, bring your stuff. Like, no, like I know what you guys are up to. Like they're just isolating their own house all day. Like, I'm not fucking coming around you guys. At all.
Paranoid about smells in the
Yeah.
air.
What do you
smell
think?
Shit? I smell shit.
What do you think the process was when they opened that door and saw that poop? What do you think they did immediately, and what did they think?
Oh man, my mind races with different scenarios.
Oh.
In one universe, I see them stepping in it.
Yeah.
In another universe, I can see them being like, "Hey, it's a nice day outside. Let's open the front door. Let a nice breeze."
Smell that fresh air. Dad, it kind of smells like poop out there.
Yeah, my mind races. I don't know.
What did the dookie look like too? Describe the.
Was it a big one?
Describe the make.
It was a big one. It was a good one.
was a
Yeah,
good one.
it
Was it like a slippery snake? Like did it curl like a pretzel a little bit?
It was
or-
your classic pointed with a nice little candy cane curl
little hook
at the
in it.
top.
A hook
Yeah,
in
a
it.
little
Candy
hook.
cane.
Yeah, like something you could hook on a coat rack or something.
Oh,
you know?
that's beautiful.
Nice and neat.
I hope that they actually like took it and solidified it, maybe cemented it.
Yeah,
and
you could
kept
put
it as, like, a tree
put a
ornament.
glaze on it and put it in like a pottery oven.
You know what? This is a very nice present that these people had for us.
Someone made us a clay crayon.
It smells terrible, but it's pretty cool.
There's something about the idea that it was an indiscriminate house that I just picked at
Yeah.
random that makes it so much funnier too. Because
Well, that's
Yeah.
terrorism. You're just trying to put fear into them, right?
yeah.
But there is it's completely rambunctious and random terrorism. Like there is no like you're like there's nothing about this house. There's nothing about these people living here. You have no spiteful bone in your body, in your head. Again, really funny that you're doing bits just for yourself.
Yeah.
Going, I'm gonna poop on their doormat today.
Yeah.
Like,
It
I'm
would have
gonna
been
get
so
it.
funny too if they would have caught you, because like you'd expect it from like an older wild gentleman, right? But you're just like a young dude who's just like. And I also love how you said it was out of nostalgia. Like sometimes I'll smell a food and I'll think of a place, but you walk by and you're like, oh, I gotta take a shit. yeah. I love that.
That time I shit on their lawn, that was really funny,
was
man.
awesome.
That was sick.
I just want to get back to that place,
Yeah.
and this is how I'm gonna get there.
Now, do you ever have cravings to do it a third time?
No, I think that's it
You've moved
for
on
me.
that,
You know,
yeah. Once you hit the doormat, it's hard to up it from there.
yeah,
Where
like
do you go at that point? In
go
the car seat?
inside. I don't know. Yeah,
An unlocked garage,
Yeah.
maybe.
doormat is garage.
If
would
you
be good
broke
on
into
a car.
their house, maybe, and on the couch or something.
Oh, then you're really in their heads. They open the door and, honey, there's a
Yeah.
shit on the floor. He's been inside.
Are
Get the
they
kids! Get the kids! We're moving.
Are they in the walls?
Now, was this like a nice neighborhood? Are we talking like Sherborne and Dunn? It was a nice neighborhood.
It was a nice neighborhood. I don't know. Like I lived only 2 or 3 blocks away in student housing in a student neighborhood.
Right.
So it could have been students, but the house seemed really nice, and I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I'm hoping for a whole family.
Well, then,
in my
so
life.
I'm
the
kinda
fact
thinking
that
about
a
that, too.
student neighborhood lived so close to them, I got to imagine that they finally put 2 and 2 together over the course of time and were like, oh, drunken kids think they're funny. And
Yeah,
if
that's
you live that
probably-
close to student, I feel like shenanigans are going to be a common part of your life and your day and whatnot. Definitely, that would be something that is uncommon, but I feel like at that point they're going to be like, oh, okay, there's some little asshole going around here, drunk as fuck, thinking it's funny to shit on people's doormats.
Yeah.
And that's exactly correct.
It's
sir.
a pretty good bit. It's a pretty
It's a
good
great
bit.
I'm proud of myself. You know, I've retired the bit.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah, you
pretty
retired.
proud of
Well,
myself.
I might
Maybe you'll bring it back like Borat or something.
yeah, I might bring it back someday. If I see a house I particularly don't like, it might come back. Sure.
You know what? I also love the confidence to shit. Like just like that, no problem. What did you do to wipe your ass?
I
Did you literally just pull your pants up and walk away with a poopy
I
butthole?
waddled home with a poop
Squat and spread 'em, baby. Squat and spread 'em.
Yeah, laughing all the way.
That's
the
so
other thing
funny.
is, well, you have to pee while you poo too. So I took my pants clean off. I was like naked from the waist down because I didn't want to end up getting pee on my pants. So like,
Oh
I had to
my
like
God.
point it away and squat at the same time. It was like,
Yeah, shitting not on a toilet is kind of a hassle. It's-
If you bring it back, an old friend of mine who's done a lot of shitting in public gave me a tip. You just gonna have to sacrifice a sock. It's a very like if you're in a tough situation, you gotta
Well,
make
that's what I
that
was
man.
wondering because I have definitely wiped my butt with pieces of clothing that I just throw into the porta-john or whatever that was out of toilet paper or whatever it is.
Right.
And you're like, fuck my life. But that's why I was curious. I was like, hold on. Did you just literally waddle home with a poopy butt? Like, I can't. That is so like uncomfortable. I hate that feeling. I just like
Just a filthy, filthy bum.
like just a penguin doing the penguin walk all the way home and then just giggling to yourself too. Again, like I do almost anything for the bit, but I have to have an audience. Like if I'm by myself, I'm mostly just like depressed and okay. But if somebody's there, I'm like, I'll do stupid shit to make you laugh.
I do love that about you.
Yeah, 100%. With Ed, especially when I'm drunk, I will do anything to be like, you just laugh.
I got a good, real quick story, Isaac. Me and him were at this bar. We had to leave because Isaac was causing a scene. There's a band playing, and everyone's got their drinks on the table, and Isaac is drumming on the table with his fists, and everybody's drinks are just shaking. And then we leave. Isaac doesn't pay the bill. I guess I can't play there. That was my actual thought. Was like, well, they know me. I can't bring a business card in here. So we're walking down the street to this party, and there's all these parked cars. And it was like you're doing an acting exercise where you'd be like, "Hi, how are you?" And you try to do it different inflections, but you were punching every car on this street.
Oh my god!
Full force going, "Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you?" It was so funny, and you probably don't even remember because you were so fucked.
I don't remember that at all. I don't remember that at all, but that 100% is something I
And you did that just you
just
and
for
me
you.
going to that party.
100% just for you. That's why I have so much respect for this commitment to a bit just for yourself, because I can't ever see myself actually caring enough about me to be like, I can make myself laugh. It's like, no, I need other people there to validate my existence. Whereas, like, you'd be like, no, I'll just take a shit.
I got a little audience in my head that like laughs and applauds at some of this stuff.
It would have been
so
funny
funny.
too, is that as you're waddling away with like a poopy ass, the cops roll up and they're like, "Hey, you didn't shit on someone's lawn. We got a call," and they're like, "We're gonna have to check you out. Come in here and bring you back to the station. Do a DNA swab.
You
of
smell
your shit."
terrible, man. You for sure was you.
Unrelated accident, officer.
Now we've got bad
Unrelated.
news. The shit on your ass, it matches the shit in that yard. So you got some explaining to do.
It was a setup.
We'll
I've
give
been
you-
set up.
Somebody pooped and then wiped their poop in my butthole. I'm telling you, it was a setup.
I actually fell ass first into that shit, and I was gonna call you guys, but
Oh, that's so funny. Drunken shenanigans.
I think, well, that's the thing. Waddling home with a shitty asshole, in retrospect, seems like a good trade-off for what I
That
had
is.
just done.
Yeah.
That is.
To suffer a poopy waddle home is like, there has to be some kind of a
some
payoff.
sort of justice. To,
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Now, okay. So, Ed, what do we think about this one? Like, is that scumbag or scoundrel territory?
totally a scoundrel. But if I was that person and that was my house, like I would have made it my mission to go to fucking war with you.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out who the fuck you are. This whole see, that's what I think. I think it comes down to perspective and circumstance. If, as the owners of that house or the renters of that house, total scumbag.
Yeah,
like
dude.
Yeah.
I am like,
Yeah.
I hope this guy gets hit by a bus, whoever this is, and I hope your whole family dies. Like, but hearing the story from my perspective, as a person that also does a lot of
hilarious.
stupid drunken shenanigans, I'm like, I love this. This is
Yeah.
amazing. This is so funny. Like, this is hysterical. You stop thinking about the repercussions of the other people have to suffer. You go like, you know what? No, man, it's just funny. Like, you're worth it for the bit. You know.
Yeah, I'm proud of it in retrospect. It's a good story that I hope my family never hears.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna be tagging them.
Good.
Oh man, yeah, and I hope those people, if you're listening, victims of the poop, just fucking chill. It's
Sitting
all
there
right.
gritting their teeth like I fucking knew it was that out.
Yeah.
He's gonna find where you live and just take a big old Dukas where you live, my
Dude,
friend.
how amazing would it be if
That would
like,
actually be beautiful.
they ended up watching this?
And they actually tracked you down and pooped on your stuff.
Yeah, they like save it up for a
man.
week, fucking eating lots of nuts and getting constipated.
Oh, that's what I would do.
Time
I
to
would
go,
100%
baby.
You just put down a fucking big old.
Oh,
dookie
boy.
for
I
it.
got a bad diet too. Like what comes out of me, like you're not getting out of whatever it ends up on.
Yeah, you just recently started drinking water.
Yeah, water's it's a new food for me, man, and I'm getting used to it.
I've had to bully him into drinking water all the time. Anytime we were hanging out, it was like fucking King Can of Mountain Dew or like a Monster or something like that. I'm like, man, you gotta put liquids that aren't pure garbage.
Well, you know what?
Yeah,
The
dude.
Monster, that's a different thing. That's a health thing. It's good to keep your heart rate up.
Fast heart rate is a healthy heart rate.
Yeah, it's cardio.
It's good. I'm doing cardio just sitting here, baby.
Oh man. Well, I think that brings us to the end of our episode this week with Al Val. That was some really actually funny stuff. I'm very
man.
excited.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks
out,
for
man.
having
I
me, guys.
appreciate
Great
that a
guest.
lot.
This was a lot
I
of
hope
fun.
you had fun, and we'll definitely let you know when this comes up, and we'll try if it happens to come up while you're doing something, we'll of course try and promote whatever the hell you're doing at that time. And thank you so much for coming out, man.
Thanks
Yeah, thanks for
having me.
listening.
That was super fun.
Yeah, that was great, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching, for listening. Subscribe to us.
Share the fuck out
Share.
of
It
this.
really helps.
Tell your friends, man. If you think this
Share
is
your
funny,
friends.
just share it with your friends.
If you love poop terrorism,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah, I thought there was a part of me. Sorry, I thought there was a part of me that you were going to talk about the bucket guy, the shit bucket, and you like knew it. Remember the guy that was throwing like poop at campuses and stuff like that? That was a little while
yeah,
ago?
the shit
I thought
assassin.
that's where that was going down. I was like, you know this guy? I was
Oh.
like, whoa. Okay, thank God.
Now,
I
that
wish.
guy-
That
but
guy's
he'll
an
be on
artist.
next
That guy's
week.
a
He'll be on
fucking
next week.
artist. Yeah, we're doing it next week for our guy outside that doesn't talk in the poop bucket guy.
Yeah, they're gonna host the show next week.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty, my friends, come back.